Evil is everywhere, and you may not notice this, but the moment that you leave your house, the moment you leave your front door, you are destined to fail. Now, let me break that down for you. Welcome to Richie TV. I am the host, Teo Richie, and my wife also, Scarlett Richie. However, if you came to this podcast and you're expecting a certain niche or a specific topic or category that will be spoken about or specific guests that will be on the show, then this is not the podcast for you. This is the podcast where we dive into every single aspect of life, where we are free, where it's unscripted. I'm not reading off a script or anything. I'm not trying to get views. This is an outlet for me and my wife to talk about the things that we care about the most. If you've been following me for many years on my main channel, Teo Richie, thank you very much. My wife will be joining me in most of the episodes. However, with this podcast, we wanted to make it so we can do things together sometimes. Maybe she can do some episodes by herself and sometimes I can do some episodes. However, as the man of the house, I will be the main host of the podcast and Richie TV. So thank you and welcome. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. And if you've been following us for many years, thank you for following us and thank you for joining in on our journey. Without further ado, today's episode, we are touching on the impurities of the world, the evil essence of addictions and how to overcome them. So let's get started. I was recently in Vegas for a special event with my family, with my baby. Not many babies in Vegas, mind you. There are not a lot of babies in Vegas. And why is that? Why is it that the hotels in Vegas charge you $40 a night to have a baby crib? And I'll tell you why. They do not want babies in Vegas. They do not want real love and emotion and families seen in the presence of Vegas. Vegas is about, and when I say Vegas, I mean the Strip. You know, where all the hotels are. I don't mean the suburbs, because we have a house in the suburbs in Vegas and it's very peaceful, it's very nice, it's very beautiful. But the type of crowd it attracts, right? You've all seen The Hangover, you've all seen the movies. Everyone knows what everyone goes to Vegas for. Gamble, strippers, get drunk. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? Sin City. Now, all these names, all these typecasts for this city are very true, because the moment you step foot in this city, I feel like I got God on my shoulders, you know? I've seen a lot of dark shit in my life. And when I'm walking, we stayed at Resorts World, which is actually pretty good, but apparently they're going bankrupt. You know, that's their fault. Maybe they'll survive it. But the hotel is new, so I actually like the hotel because it's modern. I don't like old things or staying in old places unless I have to. Funny that, if you don't know, I grew up very humbly, had a humble upbringing. I'm happy to sleep on the floor if I have to. I'm happy to sleep in a tent. But when you stay in modern things, it's so nice. It is very nice, and you obviously feel more comfortable, especially when you have a family. You want to feel comfortable with your family. Now, when I'm walking through the lobby of my own hotel that I'm staying in, the first thing I notice is like, oh my God, I got God on my shoulders, man. I feel so pure. And I'm not saying this to brag, guys, but I'm someone who I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't have a drop of alcohol. I'm not tempted by lust. I don't care for this degeneracy of, you know, these sexual pleasures. I don't like gambling. I have money, but I don't want to gamble my money and throw it in the trash. I think that gambling is the equivalent to throwing it in the trash. Now, unless it's a calculated, you know, probability or something that's, you know, mathematically calculated, sure. But everyone knows the casino wins. Anyway, irrelevant. All these forms of addiction exist, right? In life, everywhere, but more so in Vegas. So we got gambling, we got alcohol, we got drugs, we got sex, we got infidelity, we got everything. We got people renting out their bodies for short-term pleasure and compromising the purity of their soul. Now, what does that mean? Now, when I was young, you know, every guy thinks sleep around with girls, this, that, it's cool, hook up. I didn't realize in the time that by me doing that, I'm actually creating a feminine culture that's not supportive to humanity. So if, let's say you're a guy, right, and you sleep with a girl and then she enjoys it and then you ghost her, right? Because you think, oh, you like slap hands with the boys. Yeah, that's cool. But you ghost her and she emotionally connected and you did not, right? And then she likes you or had the potential to like you, and then you ghost her, and then let's say she does that once, then she does it with the next guy, then she does it with the next guy. Yes, she's giving up her body and she should not have on a short-term basis. However, what you don't realize is that by doing that, you are breeding the female population to hate men. And when that happens so much, now the women's like, oh, well, I don't want a man. Because they all do this to me, they all leave me, and you know, maybe my father wasn't good to me or didn't show me love, so now men are bad. Now I'm a lesbian. This is how feminists the toxic femininity gets created. And then from there, they then take the masculine role. Now, suddenly, you know, we're not going to go into this whole thing. This is a whole different episode, but you get the trajectory of where I'm going with this. What I'm saying is, guys, I'm not saying this to brag, but I am someone who has mastered all of their vices. I would say the only vice that I have is caffeine. And I love caffeine because it helps me to suppress my appetite. It helps me to be positive, you know, so I can get things done and not fucking worry about food, you know, not thinking about stuffing my mouth all day, and helps me keep my weight down. So it keeps me focused, keeps me positive, and it keeps me healthy. With that being said, I'm walking through this lobby in the hotel and I'm looking around seeing, bro, it's like I'm in a simulation, and I'm not judging, I'm just observing all of the addictions around me. Boom, boom, boom. Gambling. People wasting their money, they look in their eyes, the devil's in their eyes. Oh shit, they're talking to someone they shouldn't be talking to. Oh, they hired that girl. Oh, the waiters are dressed in promiscuous clothing, serving alcohol. Alcohol is poison. Alcohol is lowering your frequency. When you start looking at things for the way it should be, the food is so bad, guys. We all know that our bodies are made up of 80% water, and the main ingredient in most foods is water. So if you're eating, you know, food that has the primary ingredient as like a seed oil, like palm oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, or high fructose corn syrup. I ordered a tonic water on the plane. Right? I ordered a tonic water on the plane, and the first ingredient was high fructose corn syrup. I immediately said to the stewardess, please take my drink back. I will not be drinking that. Now, I wasn't upset about it. That's just the way it is. But I would rather not put trash in my body. You will benefit much more if you fast and don't put trash in your body. So what I'm talking about is there's evils everywhere in the world, and it's up to you, the viewer, you guys, to control that. And I don't mean just be a Mormon and, you know, never have a drink and never do that and never do this, but just understand that everything is built up to addict you to something. And as long as you're addicted to that thing, then you are not in control of your heart and your brain. You are not in control of your emotions, and you're not in control of your feelings. So you need to, instead of reacting to emotion, you need to create your emotion. Let's say this, someone cuts you off in traffic. Your instant reaction, cuss them out, get out of the car, maybe swing some punches. Now, if someone gave you $86,400 and someone came by and stole $400, are you gonna just throw the other $86,000 out the window and go, just throw out all my money? No, you're not, because that's how many seconds you have in a day. Now, I know that I didn't come up with this quote, but it's such a true analogy, because we have 86,400 seconds in a day, and if someone pisses you off, right, let's say it's 30 seconds, are you gonna go out and just waste your whole, think about it, we all do it, I'm a victim of it too. We become unconscious and we all waste the rest of our day or the next 20 minutes, 30 minutes being pissed off about whatever happened. I'm here to tell you, you cannot be reactive to life. You have to create. You have to act your life, okay? You're not gonna wake up and feel good and wait, oh, you know, if my wife says I love you, then I'll feel good. No, you need to wake up and say, honey, I love you. I love you. Create the emotion, I love you. And watch her lighten up, watch her give you a kiss, watch your whole day get better. Anyway, so Vegas has impurities that we all know, and the world has impurities that we all know. Don't be a Mormon. No, I'm not saying that, but I say 95% of your life should be dedicated to doing the things that are hard in the moment, which will reward you long term, and the things that are pleasurable or easy in the moment are going to make you suffer in the long term. They're going to make you suffer. Think about it. You have a drink. You have a drink, you have two, you have three, you have four, you have five. You wake up the next day, you sleep in, you got a headache, you're hungover. Now you're craving bad food. You eat bad food, now you feel like shit. Now your self-talk is bad. Now you're being angry to people. Now you're being grumpy. Now your mum calls you and then she says she loves you and you say, Mum, not right now. And then boom, 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 boom. It affects everything. It affects absolutely everything in your life. I purely think and believe scientifically alcohol is poison, 100% about it. When you see the percentage on an alcohol bottle, 7% or 11% wine, 40% spirit. That's basically telling you the percentage of poison you're putting in your body. So knowing that the road to heaven feels like hell and that the road to hell feels like heaven, you need to understand that you cannot get happiness or good feelings from things that come from the external world. You cannot get happiness from things that artificially enhance you. You can only get happiness from in here, and you can only be successful. And you can only be successful when you start increasing that emotion inside you, raising that frequency, and doing the things that are hard in the moment, doing the things that you don't want to do. That means going to the gym. That means working out. That means you can't bend over because you're not flexible. That means stretch. It means all that pain you're going to get from stretching. Long term, you're going to be able to do a backflip and make it look easy because you put in all that effort, and you get nothing in life that's real unless you do the hard little steps. And that's the purpose of this episode today, is to tell you, you know, there's things you need to be doing and you're not doing them. I'm a living testament of making my life hell every single day and enjoying the process of disciplining myself, because we all know that we have minds that sabotage ourselves, and we all know if you make the wrong choices, your mind will hate you for them and it will sabotage you for them. So why not put your body, control your mind, make your mind the leader, and tell your body to get to work, right? You put your thoughts and you put your checklist in action, because if you don't do that, your body runs your mind and then your mind gets depressed. So this is the simple solution. Stop being addicted to things and put in the hard work and make yourself do things that you know you should be doing, so that in a long-term basis and on a long-term basis, you'll be in such a better position of everything that you've done. Everything that you do every day compounds. So if you're doing negative things, it's compounding negatively. If you're doing positive things, it's compounding positively. This is something that I'd love to touch on with Scarlett as well, but she sometimes thinks I get way too into it and like look a little crazy, but I am crazy. And to be honest, I'd rather look crazy than be seen as normal, because there's a lot of normal people out there. So you got to decide what person you want to be. Personally, me. Now, the whole reason this podcast exists, Richie TV, is to help you just get better at your life. By listening to me, look, I don't think I'm someone who's done amazing things like Alexander the Great or Christopher Columbus or, you know, all the amazing people in the world, but I do understand what they've done, and I do understand how to apply that to my own life, and hopefully I can help you just by you listening to this. So we're going to get some cool guests on this. We're probably not going to have the same backdrop every time because we are traveling a lot. We've been to 10 countries in the last month. You know, having a family recently has made me become more of a man and has made me step up to being a father more, embracing fatherhood. I love being a father. And what it has made me do is realize that I don't want this channel. Now, I didn't want to put this on my main channel because I don't want it to be my main identity. You know, I want this to be a special place for people who find me here and who are willing to take what they will from it. This is my outlet and your inlet, and I'm happy with that. I expect nothing from it, and if something comes from it, then amazing. I'm really grateful, and thank you. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed that short little episode. I hope you enjoyed all the impurities that I expose that live in this world. If you already knew about them, good for you. I hope you're on the winning side of the battle. And if you didn't know about them, well, I hope you understood that. Watch this as many times as you want. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I'm your host, Richie, and thank you for watching Richie TV. If you want to share this episode with a friend who might feel like, you know, it's a friendly conversation, I'm talking to you guys, we're having a conversation in our, you know, in our backyard or something like that, share this to your friend, and I'm going to be dropping an episode every single day or week. Definitely every week. We're going to be dropping episodes very often, me and my wife. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.